Hello, the channel. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad I'm off this week because I was just like, there's so much happening that it's unbelievable. I want to spend a bit of time doing a nice video on the Gameweek preview, going through the projections for the weekend. Celtic are back. Got some news on Sorare inside. There's a cart promo. I think my head is actually going to explode. Anyway, I've fired up a cup of tea in this nice flowery glass, and then we're going to go from there. So yeah, I planned in a certain order here, but I just want to let you know about the new promo that's just come out, just in case you haven't seen it. So basically, you go to the cart, you buy 5 cards at the same time, limited rare or super rare, and you get a minimum of a craft, which is 1,000 essence, which I think is actually like pretty good. So, anyways, in terms of limited, I had started a wee bit in terms of JPL limited. What I've done is I've got the Gent collection quite far up, so the last buys there you'll see are all like collecting pieces. So that buys me a craft. Also, the previous ones were collection pieces, but Krombrugger just is obviously back up to Lawal. I've got Joe Ordonez in, to Romans, who I bought in Super Rare. Rafiki Said, who I think is a wee bit of a sleeper just now. Adam Zorgan, who I think will just be like the best mid in the whole league this season. Carrot Sass, just because I just love watching him. He was like 30 quid, so a bit more of a fun buy there, but I think like under 23 is just a superstar. Mujik Jid Sadiq. Stilic, who's come down a wee bit now on poor form. Mesa 2, pretty good last season. Jarny Stoikers, think under 23, really good for the streaks, etc. Flavio Nazinho has been great, and I picked up the goalkeepers in this as well. Picked up Lawal, Lamans, Della Valle. So really sort of building into our free teams. So we're going to link into that when we do the team overview stuff. Spent about 250, 260 quid there, which is obviously a reasonable amount to spend, but feels as if I'm quite well set. I don't have Vanaken, so obviously I'm missing one of the key mids in JPL, but I think Zorgan will just be like amazing. I probably will need to build a few USG pieces around him as well, but we did hit streak 1, opted up, so hopefully we get streak 2 this weekend, get that sort of $10 or $12, and I can't remember much it is, then just we'll go for the hot streaks and we'll have a bit of fun. Anyways, right, let's do the game week preview and then we'll go on to the news. So we'll be keeping you waiting on the news, but we'll confirm shortly. So this is spreadsheet from Sorare Probabilities. I've added the link to Sorare Probabilities into the YouTube links and the overview. So if you go to the channel, if you want any like free trial, etc., you go straight into the link, take you into Probabilities X account, and you can request a free trial there. There's nothing in it for me. So if you sign up for Sorare, you use my code, then they do give me some benefits from that. For Sorare Probabilities, this is a sheet I've been using. Egal has been super helpful all the time. I don't receive anything for recommending this for you. Just go and have a free trial. If you don't like it, don't use it. And that's it. So this is a game week preview. So the first clever thing you can do is you can get all the best stats for the teams. So this is sorted at the moment to expected team goals, which obviously is pretty important. You can also, if you want, filter it to clean sheet percentages. So Celtic are pretty high in both, which is great. Rijeka, 51% clean sheet chance, pretty good. Vazardin, a home to Greek, is good. I've still got Zelenica from last season, so that's really nice. Nothing else really standing out there. Zenit, not too bad. I'm a bit disappointed with them recently, but there we go. So it's relatively open, but obviously we're going to be talking about Celtic, etc. here, so let's get it back to the right order from my point of view. So Celtic against St Mirren, 2.8 expected team goals and 55% clean sheet percentage. The fixture of the weekend, what can I say? Celtic are back. I've prepared for it. We're going to do some Celtic lineup building today as well. Have a look at what I've already sort of put in, etc. for the team. So we'll spend a bit more time on that. So this video is probably going to take about 30-40 minutes, maybe longer. I don't know. See how much I can rant on for. So we'll come back to that, and I'm going to, after we go through this, have a look at the projected Celtic lineup as well. Shanghai SIP, obviously not a licensed team at the moment, have got some cards about. Rangers against Motherwell, pretty interesting. I mean, Rangers this season under Russell Martin How will they fare? I mean, last season Rangers conceded too many goals. They weren't very good away from home. I think Rangers will improve. I think they've signed some pretty good players. Cherny going's going to be a bit of a loss, but I think it's Njiga at the back who came in from Wolves. Looks pretty good. Tavernier stayed so far. Raskin, etc. have all stayed. I think talk of Igamane moving. Linked with Oliver Antman, which would be a brilliant buy for Rangers. So I think under Russell Martin, they'll score a fair few goals. Whether or not they keep clean sheets, obviously he likes a bit of attacking football. They're away at Motherwell. So from a Celtic perspective, want to see Motherwell scoring. Well, we want to see Motherwell win 3-0 or whatever, but anyway, I know people will be buying Rangers stacks, so don't want to go too biased, but come on, they will. Bodo Glimt, 2.35 team goals, high win percentage. Evgen, Hoga, Kasper Hoga do have cards, but they're not in season or minted at the moment, so not maybe that relevant for everybody. Basel, obviously you've got a few smashers about at the moment in that league, like Xherdan Shaqiri. Red Bull Salzburg, so will they be better this season? So Salzburg are now Austria in Challenger with Celtic, so we're in contender last season, but signed some nice players. I think Catano. Is Catano his name is? I think he's definitely one to watch out for. Transfer from J League, good player. I already own him, so I should know his full name. Anyway, he's got it in my head, but I think Salzburg will be pretty decent again. Always get loads of talent through. USG against Leuven, so that's first of the JPL specific fixtures. So pretty good fixture for them. Zorgan, Ivanovic, Franjois going to Benfica. So obviously there's going to be a bit of change up there. Promised David probably come back to more regular games. I think he was kind of playing anyway, but there's like Franjo Ivanovic, Promised David. I think they've got another guy there who's been a bit more of the backup and has been waiting for his chance. So that's all sort of still a moving goalpost there as well. Brøndby against Freiburg. Careful with them. I mean, they've got qualifiers and everything just now. Patrick Pence, pretty good goalkeeper. Jacob Rasmussen's left, which is a bit of a shame. But they do have other good players. Jordi van der Blerge, who's a OG Belgian guy who actually played a bit of Sorare as well, believe it or not. So there we go. Fun fact for the day. Rapid Vienna against Linz. So still pretty good, 2 XG. All these teams get reasonable fixtures, no doubt about it. Club Brugge away at Mechelen, I think that's a funny sort of trappy fixture. I mean, Mechelen are pretty good at home. There's some good players. Club Brugge obviously beat Genk, but if you're looking at teams to stack, you've got to think about clean sheet percentages, how tight they are at the back, who's going to start in goals for Club Brugge. Franksy maybe a bit in the mud there. Is it Jackers? Is it Mignolet? Just put out 4 lineups, you'll get one right. Westerlo against Zulte Waregem. So 33% clean sheet percentage, not really that good for my Romans, but we'll come back to him. Genk and Antwerp will be a good game. So again, I'm probably not going to be going full stacks or whatever in GPL. I think it's going to have to be piecing things together, which we'll show you how to do on the sheet as well. For underneath that, anything else standing out? Yeah, a lot of the Bundesliga 2 games and everything coming up. They're all quite fun games, but fun's not always brilliant for Sorare. I think Hibs will be pretty good this season. Hearts play Aberdeen. I think Hearts will be really good this season as well. Under Tony Bloom, really making some clever signings. Claudio Braga, Kizaridis, I think his name is. Should be pretty solid at the back. I think it'll probably go Halkett. Stuart Finlay was a pretty good signing. And obviously Hearts are still signing players, the window's still open, so they could be a fun alternate SPFL stack if you can't afford, obviously, Celtic and Rangers. Anyways, the next bit of news, so I am moving over to Sorare Insight. So just to update everybody on that, if you're already a Predictify subscriber, when you go in to sign up, so you go in up here, it'll ask you to do the free trial or to sign up. There is a box to say transfer my account from Predictify. I think there should be some sort of support. I'm not really that familiar with the site. Apologies, I wasn't using Sorare Inside whilst I was obviously on Predictify, but you can obviously move everything over. Join as of 1st of August, so there's no Celtic prediction on there for this week. But what I have done is I have put up all the information for free on X. So let's have a quick look at that. So there we go, that's the post here. So in terms of projected sort of lineup, etc. here, just moving myself away out of the way for a bit. Kasper Schmeichel nailed. Can I say, like, a few people talking about Sinisalo. He looks pretty good. I think he'll get some games this season. Probably Cup. We'll see if there's any information given away on that. Alistair Johnson a wee bit lower than normal. He's only played 60 minutes, but he did play the last friendly. He was given extended time off because of the Gold Cup. I think he'll start. So I risk he doesn't start, but I think he'll start and he'll come off early. Carter Vickers, 95%. Celtic's best defender. Again, he was given extended time off. Played 45 minutes, then 60 minutes last weekend, so he's just building up to the full game. No concerns about him at the moment. Kieran Tierney, again, nailed. Celtic's best left back. We'll come back to Simpson Pusey in a minute. It's a funny bit in the other video. It's like 15 minutes 28 in the crafting video, where Gaza just videos me and said it's Pussy going to play, and he's called him Pussy rather. So anyway, let's not get ourselves banned on YouTube. Kieran Tierney. So you can buy his Arsenal card, and it's in season this weekend. So there we go, as a tip for you. Trusty and Scales might be Pusey, or whatever we want to call him. JSP. Celtic fans line up calling him JSP. He played 6 times for Man City last season, so Trusty and Scales could be in a bit of bother. Not good news for me having bought the Trusty Unique, but you never know. He might also come in as a guy who is more of a backup. It's an interesting one because you would have thought that Man City would want to get him games. So could it be that you have JSP, as we'll call him, with Scales as backup, Trusty as backup to Carter Vickers? You will have some injuries throughout the season. You will have some suspensions. You'll have some rotations and stuff. So yeah, we'll go all quite pretty interesting. But for this weekend, I've gone with Trusty. The end of last season, what happened was Trusty wife had a baby, and he had a bit of time off, and then there was the kind of usual thing where Scales got his chance, and then he kind of stayed in for some games. So it's a real interesting one. If you can, I would just avoid that position this weekend. If you want to have a punt at it, then fair enough. I mean, put in Liam Scales, captain him, whatever. Could be a bit of a differential, but it's risky. Cal McGregor, 95%, not much change there. I do think Celtics have been linked with Stefan Bajcetic from Liverpool. Really good, talented player. Could be quite exciting for us for the future. Apparently, Celtic want him on a permanent rather than a loan. That could mix this up a bit because obviously he would be brought in weirdly as a really good player, probably as McGregor's understudy, but to give him sort of share some game time. McGregor's obviously getting on a bit now. He's not quite as old as me, obviously. He doesn't play for Scotland anymore, so he gets natural breaks and all the international breaks, but he plays a lot of games. Rio Hatate, pretty good in pre-season. Can't see how he doesn't start. I mean, Celtic, basically him getting injured cost Celtic the treble. I mean, Celtic, I think, would have won the treble if he was playing. So I think, those guys are pretty solid to play. Arnie Engels is a controversial one. I mean, everybody's mentioned, why is Nygren not going to be playing midfield? So, Nygren played a couple of games as midfield pre-season friendlies. Why would Nygren not play as midfielder? Firstly, Celtic spent £11 million on Arnie Engels. He was a record signing, kind of like a guy who obviously Rodgers wants to move forward. Why would Nygren play in that position this game? Engels could be benched. Obviously that could happen. It could just be a strategy for the St Mirren game. We could go with the more sort of creative option. That could be an interesting call. You need to be careful you don't read too much into pre-season because I think that Nygren would be the natural solution at the moment for the right wing slot. So last season Nicholas Kuhn played there, left-footed. When Rodgers' previous spell, Patrick Roberts played there, left-footed. So he likes a guy playing on the right who's left-footed. And that's just my train of thought that I think that you might see Engels and Nygren. Set pieces, corners from the left, in-swinger, Engels. Pre-season, in-swingers from the right, Nygren. Engels usually takes penalties. If he's not on Ida, I think he'll get the penalties. But if Nygren gets some sets and also, a starting role, then it's going to be a really nice card. Daisen Maeda, just Daisen Maeda, guy's a maniac. There have been some Brentford links, but Celtic players are doing well and they're always natural links. I think Celtic are trying to get him to sign a new contract. So, we'll see if there's any news on that. We've already had a major sale on Nicholas Kuhn, so I think less vulnerable to a major sale. But yeah, I think if Celtic sell Maeda, the whole board will be hunted out of Parkhead, honestly. Everybody will just hunt the whole lot of them out. It'll just be insane. Up front, Adamida 75%. Favourite to start, Yamada's only played 30 minutes pre-season. I have to admit, Yamada already looks a better player than Adamida. It wouldn't be hard. He does get goals, but he's crap. I mean, honestly, £9 million. I just want to get those 2 good goals away at Aston Villa. Champions League caused a threat. I mean, there's certain things he's good at, but in terms of what Celtic need him to do in 80% of the games, he's not good at it. So Celtic play against St Mirren. St Mirren sit in a bit, so they maybe need a kind of link-up man or whatever. So there might be some games where he looks like a pretty good player and he gets goals. We obviously get nearly 20 goals, so I'm being quite harsh on him, but he does take penalties, so some of them are a bit of a gift and just not a good footballer, honestly. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Right? I'll shut up now. I'll stop slagging Adamida, but I think he'll start this weekend. So where does that take us? Right, so we've done the Celtic lineup. We've had a look through. Overall thoughts on that. Celtic get a really good fixture. Best fixture this weekend in Challenger. You'll see that a lot. Celtic and Rangers will pop up the top there. Bear in mind though, you will get Benfica coming in. Signed really well. Rios, Barrenechea, Ivanovic going to be surely really good there. Him and Pavlidis will be interesting. Still got Trubin, Otamendi, SO5 smashing guys. If Rios or Barrenechea, I don't know if they're set piece takers, but it'll be interesting to see who does from that point of view. Sporting, obviously, Pedro Goncalves, I think, will come into his own this season because Gyökeres is away, so I think Goncalves might get pens, etc. Probably a bit more under the radar, injured for most of the last season. You've got Galatasaray, Fenerbahce and everything, so it won't just be every weekend Celtic are the best fixture or whatever. You will have a lot of competition in Challenger, but for this weekend, Celtic certainly are the favourites in terms of the fixture. Doesn't always work out that way. So let's have a look at the spreadsheet, and we'll have a look at some information on the Jupiler League, JPL. So what I've done is got to player database section here. So just if you're new to this, to let you know what all this information and everything is. I don't know why that's happened to things. I've probably broken it again, that's usually what. There we go, pretty straightforward. Do the old IT trick. Start it up again. So these are the projected scores for the Jupiler League. So projected score PS filtered to the highest. Got expected AA. We have people messaging me down the bottom of the screen. Got overall value. I think this is probably based on Sorare recent purchase value. I think not really used that tab so much. We've got some other bits over here. So how often players scored 70 or more in the last 5 games. All pretty interesting stuff. And then we've got win percentage of the teams, clean sheet percentages, expected team goals, playing home and away. Just all brilliant data I have. I know this can be a bit overwhelming sometimes, but once you get the sheet and you get to use it. So I'll give you a talk for this and I'll show you the easiest way to use it for your own gallery. Obviously this information can be interesting if you're buying somebody. So Tzolis up there, I mean that's not a surprise, guys, just insane. Dante Vanzier is an interesting one. Looks like he's on pens as well, so P for pens. Corners for Tzolis. A lot of ones in there are pretty difficult. In your jackers, who's actually going to be able to call us Club Brugge rotation? Honestly, Hotekiet is Eep. We'll call him Eep. Seems pretty strong option. Does a lot of plus 70s, which is interesting. Adam Zorgan. So this is pulling through, I think, from Sorare inside now as well. 60% start. I think he'll start soon. just going to go with him, I think. Hans Vanaken, so project score 74. McKelly, Heymans. There's not a lot of huge surprises here. Fran Jovanovic probably going to be going, so need to leave him out. Ferdy Lyson's interesting one. Guy who I think was ex-Club Brugge, interesting. Tobias Lowell, again, kind of difficult to pick him at the moment, but I think he'll be in soon. Promise David up to 80%. So again, at home, win percentage 75%, expect team goals too, good fixture to pick somebody like that. Giles Van Hout, pretty good player, scores really well for USG, and maybe need to bring in a few guys like that. Yeah, Jarny Stoikers. I mean, obviously these reflect the fact that, Genk are playing Antwerp, there'll be easier fixtures. Nathan De Cat looks a huge prospect. That guy's only 17 or something, so he could be one of the next big things to come out. Senny Lamans I've not went in on and rare or above at the moment. Just I'm a bit worried about a transfer. Picked him up on the limited because obviously there's difference between paying 20 or 30 quid, which there's not a lot in terms of my own budget, but might be a lot for you. So if it is, probably avoid them. But obviously hundreds in terms of rares. So there we go. So what we're going to do is go have a look at my own players. So what you can do on here is, firstly, this filters to my whole gallery. And it should be able to a wee bit of an issue with the filters here, but it's working absolutely magic. So see we have obviously Juliper filter. Now I'm going to have to update the sheet actually, 2 seconds, because I've bought a lot of cards today. There we go. As if by magic in the background, all the stuff has run and we've got this set up. So what I'm going to do is, goalkeeper wise, I like to have my goalkeepers set to clean sheet percentages. So still in project scores at the moment, I'm going to change that to clean sheet percentages. This is probably the easiest way to do it. Interesting thing with goalkeepers now, because obviously profiling's changed, so if you are kind of more new to it used to be if you can see the 3 goals, it would be a negative decisive, which is quite a big hit. You go from 35 to 15 in terms of base scores, minus 20. Now it's changed, so you don't get that, but there's a bigger penalty for conceding goals. I think it used to be for a goalkeeper minus 3 per goal. I think it's went up to 5. So if you can see 3 goals, it's 15 off, but you get quite a lot of points for save percentages and things. So some of these guys like Apollo, etc., who have a low clean sheet percentage, I mean, if they concede 1 goal, but they make 7 saves, then they're going to do a pretty good score. So Apollo's up there in terms of 38% clean sheet percentage. Project score 50, expected 8, so that's based on all the stats on shots and everything. Kronbrugge, I'm not playing Kronbrugge. I think I'm going to play Lowell. They've got to play Lowell at some point. They've spent 3 million on him, which is a decent amount for Genk. And I'll keep my eye on that, but I think I'm going to risk Lowell somewhere. Obviously, Della Valley's got a reasonable fixture as well, so we'll go through in the order. Senna Laman's a really difficult fixture. But again, buying these guys obviously for the going forward. Stelis Andreu, a bit uncertain at the moment. Joe Ordonez 90% start. Did he not get sent off last game? I thought he was sent off, so maybe that's carried over or whatever. Interestingly, check that. Sadiq's there. So project score wise, nothing huge, but 57's reasonable. 2 Romans 49, not amazing, but there we go. Flavio Nazinho's been in good form, so I think he's probably a bit higher than those projections. Adam Zorgan, Beast expected AA 29. Send it. You can also filter these down to scarcity, because I don't have a Vanaken limited, right? But also the bits in blue here confirm that the cards are in season, so it's just dead helpful. So I've got some good mid options actually. So Zorgan, I'm definitely going to have to take a risk on him, I think. And then up front, obviously Stoikers, free kicks and corners. Griffin Yao takes corners. Yao, better than Yao. 40% start, pretty interesting. Again, it's not on here, but I think he's been taking some pens. Some interesting ones in here. Rafiki Said, who I picked up. Gabriel David, I think is pretty highly thought of at Antwerp. And then Sternberg sort of caught my eye. I think he's quite pretty talented and he's been starting for Genk. So let's get into it and do some lineup selections based on that information. Now I have actually last night sat to 1 in the morning just doing like Celtic lineups and stuff. So we'll go into JPL first, and then we'll talk through that, and then we'll pick Celtic Super Rare as well. So firstly in JPL, first thing to look out for is I have had the first streak. This is the projected Super Rare team. So Vanaken captain, how can you not? It would be Zargan actually, but I'm not as confident obviously is going to play. Della Valle I've just picked up 2 Romans. I would be playing Stelios in there I think, but especially with Bertuccini moving. So Bertuccini's like the smasher forward for STVV. So I probably would go with Stelios, but I can't at the moment because, you know, he's like just went a bit AWOL, so hopefully he comes back around. 2 Romans is another option I liked, but yeah, that's a really strong team, so I think that could do some damage. Remember though that Super Rare and everything's just completely different from Limited. So we had the first streak, so we're on for $10, which hopefully will pay for all my mad cart buying and things. So right, so goalkeepers etc. here. I think with the first team, I think Apollo's got the best fixture, so I'm going to go for think Apollo in here. And then, you know, use like the in-season outfielders. So Ordonez interesting. I'll need to check that information. I thought that he would be suspended. So I want to go for a solid option here. You know, so something that's kind of quite dependable. So I guess Ordonez, yeah, I mean, I'm going to put him in and then I'll double check on that because I want to go probably Sadiq in terms of the defensive stack for Genk. Again, in this one, who's going to be pretty reliable to start? Thing with Charleroi is they've had a few games so far. I'm going to risk Sagan. Honestly, I'm just going to risk him. I've just said I'm going to go dependable. I'll just captain Jarni Stoikers, right? Like, I mean, at home against Antwerp, capable of the big score. We're aiming at 300. If we get like a bigger amount of cash, then that's absolutely magic. And then we have to consult with the sheet. So this is where the sheet really helps, right? So forwards were Stulic. Stulic projected 48 and 1.55 expected team goals. Vanaken we don't have a limited of. Ibrahima Bangora with Flames. Karatsas. I mean, he got a decisive last game as well, Karatsas. Is he good enough to get a decisive against Antwerp? Aye. I mean, we're playing for like Greece and everything, and I guess I could go for O, but going to do that, and then we've got like that nice wee Genk forward line going there. So Apollo, Ordonez, Stoikers, Karatsas again. Team done. Nice. Not a full stack, so 2% bonus in that, so that always helps too. Next team, so it's going to get a bit more difficult now. I think I'll go for Della Valle on the basis that he's obviously nailed to play. You can mix in an old card here as well, which is pretty interesting. I don't really want to be dropping down a Ordonez Rare, I don't think, or Stelios Unique, especially as he's not actually turned up anywhere yet. If we could get under the cap, that'd be quite good as well. I think probably go with Nazinho in here. Been playing really well. Good attacking fullback at home. And Elect are pretty good, but there we go. It's got to pick somebody, right? Mesa 2 is not really in terms of starting yet. Do I have any other? I don't have any other options actually in here. So, Giagon's more attacking to Trow. He's been playing kind of more as a mid, which is quite interesting. Hirasovsky's in and out. So let's have a look. Giagon 59 and Tatrawi, is he still down as a forward? Where is he? Just above him. 55 and 54 is like right next to him, honestly. So I'll probably come down to starting predictions and everything here. I think I'm going to go with Parfait. Interesting. He is more of a forward player. I've got a Balaluisha I can use here. I've got an old O I can use here. So that's quite interesting. I'll use this O here and then I can go with like a Genk stack. Scored last game, scored a really good goal, which was nice. Now we need another in-season card. Side could be a really good. So I'm going to go with Nicholas Stulich actually. Not been doing that well recently, but due a bit better. I'm going to go with full captain. The Celtic captain. I'm not going with a defensive stack for Charleroi, so they can face a few shots. Gia Gon's interesting ones, playing more as an attacker. I'm going to go with O just on pens at home. Like, just, we're trying to hit 300. We're trying to pick up a bit of cash. We're in Division 3, unfortunately, so it's not really going to be as important in terms of the top end stuff yet, but we want to get promoted. And then third team, so I'm going to go WoW, just go for it. Let's go for a Genk, just try and get ourselves promoted. Maybe we should have done this a bit sooner, I don't know. Guess I'll go with Tatrawi in there. Mesa 2 never started the last game. I'd really like to run Mesa 2. In fact, I'm going Tatrawi's more regular starting. And then I've picked up O, so he should be in here. And then, yeah, I mean, Andreu, etc. are going to become good options, I hope. But, obviously I haven't yet. And I'm going to go with, like, more so sort of Genk side of things. And Antwerp are pretty good attacking, actually. Got Balikwisha, Janssen, etc. And we'll stick with O as captain. Sternberg to hopefully get a pen 1 or something. So that's 3 lineups. I don't think I can squeeze any more into Jill, but I haven't really went into rares or anything yet. But you can't you need to be careful you don't just make yourself bankrupt at this time of the season. If you can afford to go in for fun, whatever, then that's great. I mean, I'm liking the looks of that. I think it's pretty strong first lineup. I'll need checking Ordonez. Obviously, that'll be updated on site. Big Hands captain. I might just get a bit more bold and go for Adam Zorgan captain. Actually, just I don't know. It's an interesting one. I'll need to think about that from a theory point of view in terms of the game. I mean, obviously, Balikwisha's got a hard game against Genk, but Genk do leak goals from time to time as well, same as anybody else. Don't really fancy captain and Romans. So it's got to be Zargan and Vanaken based on averages and, reliability and stuff on Sorare. So there we go. So let's have a look at the other teams picked, and we'll pick Celtic super rare lineup as well. If we could get onto a new game week. Might do some crafting at the end as well. The other crafting video was really popular, and we've got 6,800 in now because we've got a lot in that promo for JPL, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So let's do it. See if we can pull a Vanaken. So challenger. So first team, Kasper Schmeichel. Bit of an interesting captain choice with Kieran Tierney. Yeah, I mean, I think that St Mirren are going to sit in a bit. Tierney's going to get forward in this game. Up front, they usually have some big sort of muscly guys, so could affect the duels against Carter Vickers, etc. Cal McGregor, obviously dependable, and I'm going with Nygren. Yeah, obviously I'm playing Maeda, but I'm not playing him in that team. I think Nygren should start. I mean, been good in pre-season, and Celtic are a bit short in attacking areas, so if he doesn't start in midfield, he'll come on, and he might well start as right wing. If he just starts on the bench, I think a lot of Celtic fans are quite surprised. Then we've got Kasper Schmeichel, Vickers, Tati, Maeda and Johnson. And then we've actually managed to get 3 teams in. So third team, at the moment, Schmeichel, Trusty, Engels, Ida and Yang. So, one thing that people will ask me about obviously all this stuff I'm predicting usually is you can influence what other people think about what they're going to do with their lineups and things. I'm actually showing you here what I've done with my own lineups. I won't do this in every video. I will give you the overall information. So I'm not going to give it away in every video and just let you strategize to try and beat my Celtic teams. But you can see that this aligns with what I've done in terms of the tips, and that's what I always do. Limited wise, again, going for pretty similar there. Carter, look at that card. Look at that champion card of the green and white hoops. It'll be interesting to. Wish people would stop messaging me during the videos. Anyway, there's a lot going on today. Don't want to give away anything confidential. I need to change these team names as well. Called the Nashville Numpties and everything. I'll do that. That was obviously from the old Challenger. So Challenger showed me the money. It's fine. We'll update them. based on what division we get into. A couple of options in terms of limited, which are roughly similar to what I've done elsewhere. Contender, etc. is a bit of interest. I mean, Neymar in with Ulsan's something you'll not see every day of the week, if I'm honest. The All-Star's going to be really interesting. I mean, I've got some really proper, interesting lineups here. So, sort of run out of Joe Hart's by this point. Messi, Shaqiri, Nygren. I mean, some of these are pretty sick teams. Messi in with Douglas Santos. Joe Ian was been rubbish this season. So, but he's capable. We've got Zeka and with Barco, Kazishvili. Always seem to miss his hundreds, but there we go. Kieran Tierney captain in there as well in terms of fourth lineup. Limited wise, fairly similar. So a Celtic stack with Messi and Shaqiri. Leagues Cup on just now, so I'll need to see what the projections are, obviously, for Messi, and then you've got some Celtic based ones. So these are all fairly high XP as well. So if you're going to copy these, then fair dues. But bear in mind that if you copy the exact lineup, then you won't beat me in the leaderboard because I'll have higher XP. So there we go. Just a reminder, I think that's a relevant point, like, strategy wise, like, just think about it, like, what's your ultimate goal? Maybe you just want to get up there in the stars, etc., which is absolutely fine, right? So let's get in amongst the Celtic. It's weird clicking on Challenger, honestly. I just find it really weird doing that. So we're going through the streaks this weekend. So obviously the enhanced streaks in limited and rare are really good. You don't get streaks in super rare. There's no mention of streaks here for Challenger actually in rare, but I'm assuming there are streaks. It's got to be. Yeah, thought there were. Maybe it's just not actually displaying on there. Definitely is in limited. And I'm pretty sure the announcement said there would be streaks for, maybe just not showing up there. Could be talking rubbish, but yeah. There are rare streaks in Contender, so there will be in Challenger, which is not displayed yet. $2,500 for first in Challenger. Hey, let's get after this. Let's go after it. So, goalkeeper-wise, options. Not Salinger at the moment, because I made a bit of a mess of that. I do have a Nicholas Polster in there, although might play him under 23s. Oxborough, I think, will come in as the Motherwell goalkeeper again. So we're going to have to go with, obviously, best options here. Kasper Schmeichel, I'll go with in season one first. Now this is where it becomes interesting in terms of selections. Like, do I use my 53-56% Vickers, or do I use the 49% and try and get the 20% boost? Your 20% on 2,500 is, let's put it up to $3,000, so that's kind of significant. Got to think about those things. Trusty's going to be in a lower down lineup in terms of the unique. Do have an Alistair Johnson unique as well. See what I'm going to do as a mid. I don't have Cal McGregor's auction hasn't actually finished yet. So I'm hopefully going to get him later on. Depends how much it goes for. McGregor's the normal selection at the moment. So that's one in season super, one out of season super. I can play Nygren up there, and I think I'm going to do that. So that means Nygren's going to play as the other in season super rare. So I have to pick now, basically in season cards. I don't have an in season Carter Vickers, so that's a bit of an issue at the moment. So it's going to have to be Kieran Tierney, and that follows the strategy from earlier on. I think that's reasonable enough. Don't really see an issue with that. And then for extra, I could obviously put in Cal McGregor in here. If I do get the in season, I'll probably do that and then play Carter Vickers in the last slot. But we'll still get some really good choices. Built like quite strong Celtic connection already. Adamida's there. Alistair Johnson, Maeda. I think it's really a sort of double defence game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Alistair Johnson in just now. And what I probably will do is I'll probably swap Alistair Johnson with the Carter Vickers unique and put the in-season Cal McGregor in here if I get the in-season Cal McGregor. No bonus I'm stacking, not under 260. I'm just going for the out-and-out cash money the $2,500 for first. Right, next team. So I've got to go with Kasper Schmeichel out of season. Salinger, I need to know that he's going to play. Like, so it's a bit of a shame at the moment, but there we go. I say I'm probably going to use the Carter Vickers in the other lineup. So for the moment, I think what I'm going to do is use Alistair Johnson. So he counts as an in-season super. So all these all have to be in-season supers as well. So that's the advantage of buying a unique in-season, to be honest. So this is where I'm starting to hit problems, right? Because I don't have the other mids at the moment from Celtic. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. So I'm going to have to do some dodging and stuff like that. I think probably Alistair Johnson's going to move into this lineup. So I think I'm probably going to have to get McGregor. Put Trusty in just now as a placeholder. But then I think I'd probably get McGregor. And then, that opens up some options in terms of he's playing obviously as in-season. And then I can use... Yeah. I don't have enough in-season supers yet. This is where it becomes really difficult, right? You just you think you've got tons of cards, but you don't have enough in-season mids and stuff. So it's a nice problem to have, right? How do we sort this out? Never bought a Hatati either. Yes, I could just leave McGregor there. So what I'll do is I'll put Bernardo in as a placeholder just now. Carter Vickers plays as a super rare, so that's fine. 25% boost as well, so that's good. Bernardo's going to be swapped, I think, with Callum McGregor. And then I've got to play, obviously, in-season forwards. Shin Yamada is the in-season unique's going to be a play at some point. But, probably put him in the last one just now. Claudio Braga I could play as well. Again, 80% boost. So that could be kind of interesting to put him in a strong lineup. The Jew's been absolutely amazing. So I think I'm going to go with Dyson in here. So that fills the forward slot. And then Catano's in season, so that's pretty good. Good option to have, as mentioned earlier. Remembered his name correctly. Franklin Jew, been really good recently. AGF are not really that good. So right, let's have a look at sheet and consult it for Challenger. So it's becoming a bit more difficult now. And once you get to that point in your head, then I think it's always good to just consult with what the projections are. Niagara 100. Yeah, we'll take 100. Did you 1.43 expected team goals? So nothing too high. Jordan Larson up there. I don't have him obviously at the moment. Braga against Aberdeen or the Jew against AGF. The Jew's been on fire, so I'm going to go with him. So that works, but I'm going to probably put McGregor in there. In terms of captain, things got to have to be CCV. So, Carter Vickers. This is where obviously things have been scuppered a bit. So I have another Kasper Schmeichel, but don't have enough in-season cards to go with him. So this is going to be it's not exactly a Moneyball team, but this. So Salinger's in-season. Alistair Johnson counts as in-season, so that's fine. I can then use one of the other mids. So you can go with Cal McGregor, so that's fine. Forward-wise, has to be in-season. So you go with Claudio Braga. And could go with Yamada, but I mean, obviously if I get Trusty right, that's going to be So this lineup gets a boost of 270%. That is insane. So I mean, Salinger could just start some games. That would be really good. Go with Alistair Johnson, captain. So yeah, I'll need to mix that up a bit. Probably get a wee bit of work to do in Celtic mids. I mean, I thought that was quite well set up for Super Rare. I mean, that is an insane Super Rare setup. There's no two ways about it. But slightly light on the in-season mid side just because don't have the choice to him, the goalkeeper. Salinger, a bit of the bugger there. I mean, Salinger, if he was nailed to play, he's going to go up from there to there, which means that I've got a bit more of an option in that team. I can run one of the old McGregor cards in there. And then, I've got more choice for the last sort of team, etc. as well. For example, I could just leave Salinger out, run an in-season card there, and then use the other Casper Schmeichel. So I'm going to take a rain check on doing anything further on that. But yeah, I mean, that's like pretty exciting stuff. I mean, if just the top lineup with Nygren hits, like that'll be absolutely like delighted. Like I'll be so happy about that. So, and obviously we want to get in amongst those streaks and everything as well. So that's been 45 minutes. Hopefully that gives you lots of information, loads of help. I will be going forward covering all the Celtic information on here on the YouTube channel for free. What you won't get though is you won't get all the updated percentages and everything. I think I don't know, I seem to be pulling through at the site. I don't know if that's all from Sorare inside, but if the percentages on site are still pulling in from Sorare inside, then they should be from me. But if you want all the updated information and the write-ups, you'll need to pay for the subscription. I don't have a time to update the YouTube video later on in the week. It's done as a preview, and obviously things will evolve. I'll try my best to answer questions as well. I always do that where possible. I'm worn out now. I forgot to do the crafting. You thought it was the end of the video. I've got to do the crafting. What am I even talking about? Right, let's do some Julep or JPL crafting. Right. So, available essence, 87% Julep and 12% neutral. So I think that means that everything's going to come from the JPL, right? So let's hunt Lord Hans Vanaken. Let's get one of those standard, right? So if you watch our video, I've got a strategy and I go for a number 7. And that's just Thomas Mickelson. 41? He's older than me. How's contender? That's weird. So that's a contender card. So that's probably from an older essence, but I thought it was supposed to go with the other league. Who else was in there? Nothing really that big. Right, so that's okay. Thomas Mickelson, he's 41. Bromby, will be Brian any Bromby guys this season? No, I'm just going to send them back. You're older than me! Get away, lad! Don't know what accent that was. I think it was a mixture between English and Irish. Right, what's happening now with Essence? So I've only got 1% neutral now. So yeah, I don't think really that this is working in the way that Sorare explained with neutral. Neutral was supposed to go with your actual region, but it looks as if it's thrown in like All-Star. Special tier 2. Right. So do we spend on this? We don't need to reveal the league. It's going to be JPL. We could reveal the nationalities. Keep the best 5. Or just guess. See, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do. See, when it was a special one, but it was a star one and we knew there was a star in there, it was worth narrowing it down. But is it worth giving up, like, 3 crafts? No, I don't think so. Somebody, like, more clever than me will get us Flavio Nazinho. Yes! I just bought him earlier, but that is actually not bad. So who did we have? It's not bad at all. Leo Kukuba was in there. Nathan the Cat, yeah. Who's all the Belgian guys? I would have probably picked Belgium, right, because I was like, go for Vanaken, so I might have got the Cat. Yeah, there's another Belgian guy, so I might have went down here. I'd have went that one. I would have went the Cat, because that's the formula, right? Number 7. Then number 7 going the other way. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anyway, I'm pretty pleased with that. Nazinho, yes, I will claim you. I'm probably just going to sell that, get some money back in. That's really added into doing that cart stuff. Let's go again. Standard. Right, so we go with this one now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pick your favourite number. Raymond Asante. At least young. That's pretty good to go with the Charleroi collection. Was there any bangers in here? Nah, that's okay. David Bates. Not too bad. I'll keep him because I've got some Charleroi guys and obviously that will help the collection. So a nice collection piece in there. Draw limited. It is a fun format this. I must admit I was calling it deal or no deal and all that sort of stuff. But standard, so go back to here. Monday Prunier. Again, a collection piece. I'm just going to keep him. Mujik Sadiq was in there. That's interesting. Pretty good. again, nobody I'm really like. It's like I've not missed out on a Vanaken or whatever, you know. Is there going to be a Vanaken in the pools? I maybe need to give somebody back so that I can get an extra one. Yeah, I'll give somebody back. Ooh, tier 2 plus. Right, so we'll go for the same formula again. I'm not going to give up a full craft. Leo Cookie, yes! Goalkeeper, yes. Very nice. That was actually pretty stacked. Toby Eliasson, Stroikens, Says, DeLonge, Jackers, Forbes. That's not bad at all. Is Kakubo still under 23? Just gonna consult with my phone. Phone a friend. It's like used to be Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Well, phone a friend. Kakubo. So that I don't need to mess about the screen. He's 24. I don't think he's U23 anymore. Right, playing goalkeeper. STVV. Pretty happy with that. I mean, from this cart promotion, that is like really good. Let's give a star. Standard review, right? Did I go that one last time? Go this one. David Bass. See, I don't really want to send him back because he's actually not bad, isn't he? So Sadiq was up there. I'm not going to return him. I'm just going to keep him. Leisure are pretty decent, right? So, and I won't get 9 to 5. Suppose I could just like spend some more money. Hang on, I pause. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I've got the bug. I want to get some limited guys in. So let's go through the cart, see if we can build up anybody else I want here. Just buy another as I can. I don't want to go too mental, but I want him, that guy David. One of him, I think, if he's not too much. Doing some scouting now as well. Promise David, 39. I don't want you, I want Gabriel G's stuff. Yeah. Add to cart. Right, so we need another 4. Franklino's probably like, yeah, he's flown. So pick out some fun guys from Scotland. Braga, 12 quid. It's not really it. Kizaridis, yeah, think so. Pretty good stats at his previous club. Remember, you get a minimum of 1,000 for this. Blair Spittle, not really scoring that well at Hearts. Kabanga's pretty good. Probably could be doing with getting a goalkeeper actually. Then I need to buy Craig Gordon as well. 11 quid. Go for Xander Clark. Craig Gordon. And then let's need one more. 20 quid. There we go. We're having fun today. Bugger it. Having fun. It's not exactly the end of the world, is it? Ivanovic will be really good, I think, at Benfica. But obviously transferring, so Sorare I think is probably going to stay now. It's interesting. Lila and Sana I think will be really good. Northchilland, pretty good team. Hogsberg, I really want one of him, but he's been scoring really well. That was the guy I was talking about earlier at USG. Floric, I think he'll play a bit more now with Ivanovic going. Dominic Fitz, 76 quid. I'm not surprised, the guy's insane, man. They're actually pain in my backside, but did I get a Smets? Can't remember whether I actually got a Smets. Thought I did actually. No, I didn't. Yeah, it's quite high at the moment. I think we're going to make this a bit more affordable because wife's kind of in the huff with me now. She's seen the bank balance. It's like Don't let her watch any of these videos. Promise David's quite expensive, isn't it? Makes sense, I suppose. Forbes don't really rate, which my own personal preference. Fabian Rees will be a smasher. Van Itzik. Yanis Antista, a pretty good player. Already bought O. Don't really need more goalkeepers, I don't think. Lennon Miller, I think, will probably transfer. Tresoldi, interesting. The guy who could be quite good. Nazinho, I've got one of them to sell in a wee minute. So you'll probably pay for most of this, which is quite good. Janis Schenk, pretty decent. Need to make a decision here. Otherwise, we'll be here all year. This just sorted in the order popularity, I think, at the moment, isn't it? So, which, fair enough, yeah. Popular player. Anwar El Hajj, really good. Andrade's pretty handy as well. Eo Chichi. Adil Eo Chichi. Not buying any Rangers players. No, thank you. Joris Kayembe, pretty good. Probably a wee bit high. Atik's a really good player. Big Mike Herwishen, excellent player. Scoring really well last season. Shek Keita, pretty good. It's not a bad price for him. Go on another page and then I'll just like pick it in my mind on pause and then Griffinio, Nielsen Angulo, pretty good start. Genkabe, wee bit overpriced. William Leckie, they don't really keep many clean sheets, that's a problem there. Like Lucas Hayes, pretty good. Skip past the Rangers players, Manually. How are you going to know who to pick, honestly? Levia's really good. I said I wasn't going to go to our screen, but we need to do this. We need to do another. Well, we don't need to. We're just getting greedy now. Dennis Blanca, 19 quid. It's quite interesting. Kokubo, that was a good pull. 25 quid's worth. Wow. Pretty happy with that. Could go a bit more bold actually, and just because like these guys are going to pay for like those pulls. Like so, Zeno Dabas really good to tag him. Yeah, it's just like these guys that have already been pulled are going to pay for these. So strategy wise, I'm just going to like pick somebody that I really want. Let's do it. Where's the Lord? Where is he? Why is he not on popular players? Is he sold out? Maybe he's sold out. Okay, it could be it. Man in the van. Hans Vanaken. There we go. I've not quite paid that stuff. Just yes. Here you go for genius tips. You've won somebody worth 15 quid, worth 30 quid. Convert that into 90 quid's worth of buys. There we go. The squad's ready. We've done it. Managed to cost ourselves more money. 1,000. Yeah, so okay. We've got Vanaken in, so we don't really need to sweat so much now. Or we could get somebody really rubbish and then just return them. So, right, where are we? Limited, it's XP. Limited, let's go crafting again. Then we'll just turn over some of those guys, like get some money back in on them. So if we get somebody's rubbish, we'll just return them and then we'll do 2. Standard. So, I can't remember where we'll go this one. Raf Smekins. I don't know who that is. Kirk was in there. Juckler. Storm was there. Yeah, I'm going to return. Doing our one. Final one. So I have got, if you enjoyed this part of the video, I've got a full crafting video on the channel as well. That's the last one. Come on, can we win hands? The wife's... Oh! It's a tier 2 plus. The wife's lamps are cancelled at the moment because that was an extra 60 quid I had to put in there. So I just need to go downstairs and tell her. So is Hans Vanaken going to be sitting here? Or is like Zorgan or something going to be sitting here just to save the day, get them sold? Oh, Miss Bruges, Cisse Sandra. He's actually Michele was up there. That was actually pretty good overall. The cat, Promise David, El Haj, Fragan, Michele, Burgess, O. I picked Cisse Sandra. Why didn't I go that one? There we go. That was loads of fun. That was honestly loads of fun. Heel boost. Vanaken as well, so probably pick up some other Bruges stuff, and then we've totally annihilated the balance now. Right, so I'm going to have to end this video before I spend more money. We're going to tinker with lineups and everything. Quite excited about what's going to be in the loyalty box as well, so might not be the last video of the week. We'll see what everybody else pulls in terms of their loyalty boxes. We've got 1 day, 1 minute, so it's coming at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So we'll have a quick look and see what everybody else is getting. Anyway, if you've got to this part of the video, thanks very much for watching. That's been a full hour. It's been full on. There is a separate captain video on the channel, which I'm going to drop in the link to now. If you're playing this weekend, thanks for watching. Good luck and go fuck.